Guys, you're welcome to today's class. Today we'll be talking about the market phases, the market phases, and its application to my methodology. Now, you see, in the market there are three phases. We have the ranging phase, the reversal phase, and the trending phase. And those phases in every forex trading system, they call them the accumulation phase, the mark up phase, the markup phase, the reaccumulation phase, and the distribution phase. Now this is the fourth phase of the bullish market, and literally the fourth phase of the market generally. The market first of all will accumulate, then it will mark up. What is the markup phase? The markup phase is the trend phase. The trend phase. The trend phase, where the market is going to trend. That is where the bulk of the pips are made, in the markup phase. When I mean markup, the bullish move upward. Now, the accumulation stage is that stage whereby the money makers, the market makers, accumulate many sell orders and buyers orders. They accumulate more orders. Then they will form a lot of consolidation, form a divergence, form your chart patterns where you always see. They will accumulate price, and the more they accumulate, the bigger the effect on the market. In the sense that if they use 1 month to accumulate price, the effect will be bigger than 1 month. If they accumulate price for over 2 months, the trend can be up to like 6 months. So it depends. The bigger the accumulation, the bigger the effect, the bigger the trend. The smaller the accumulation, the smaller the trend. Now, in the accumulation phase, it's always from the bottom. It always starts from the bottom. Now, I'm going to start from here. Now, this is an accumulation phase. It's an accumulation phase. The market will accumulate. Then after accumulating, they do what? They break out. You can see the breakout of the accumulation stage. After the breakout, then the next thing is the trend. Now, from here up to this zone is the mark-up phase. This is the mark-up phase that you want to see, the mark-up phase. And like I said, it is at this mark-up phase that you want to find your entries. It is at this mark-up phase you want to find your entries. You want to find your entries. And where do you want to find your entries? Look at it. You want to find your entries at your key level areas. Please don't forget. You want to find your entries. You want to find your entries at your key level areas, of which we all know what our key levels areas are. If you don't know, please go back to the video on key level areas, then you watch them in order to understand where our key level areas are. Now, this is what you want to do. Then while you are taking the mark-up phase, we now talk about the next thing, the reaccumulation phase. What is the reaccumulation phase? The reaccumulation phase are those consolidation, those range you find inside the what? The mark-up phase. Like this, the drop down is a reaccumulation. This drop down is a reaccumulation. This is a reaccumulation. This is a reaccumulation phase. This also is a reaccumulation phase. This also is a reaccumulation phase. These are reaccumulation phase. Why? Because the market has stretched a lot. Like they've gone up for so long, and the market makers decide to do what? They decide to pause the upward movement a bit. Some people will say it has gotten to the oversold level. Yeah, overbought level. according to those who make use of RSI. But in this my methodology, it is that point where the market gets to and they make another what? Another retracement in order to make another move upward. That is what they do. Now, if you look at it, like I said, the bigger the cost, the bigger the accumulation, the bigger the cost. Look at it took us over 81 days for price to accumulate, and the trend lasted how many days? Good, over double, 211 days. So you can see the bigger the accumulation, the bigger the effect, the bigger the trend. And that is what happened. Now price accumulated here, break out from the accumulation, then mark up phase. That is the next thing to do. But inside that mark up phase, there are reaccumulation zones. These are areas where you want to re-enter the market. These are areas where you want to re-enter the trade. That is why they are called reaccumulation zone. Now the last thing that ends the bullish market phase. This is the bullish market phase. The last thing that ends the bullish market phase is the distribution. Like you see, the distribution. The distribution ends the bullish market phase. And what is that distribution? Now, according to our last class in time and price theory, it occurs here where we have divergence playing out, but the market refused to take out the divergence. Now, what happened at this top? This particular top is where they started the distribution from this zone. Actually, immediately they break out, they started the distribution, and they ended the distribution here. Now, if you look at it, what happened? Price breaks out from the market structure. Remember, I said the break of market structure is what? Is the reversal. Brings reversal. The breaks of market structure on the main time frame bring reversal. And so that is what happened here. There is a break of market structure here, and we have the reversal falling down. And that will now take us back to what? The structure, the face of the bearish market. This is the face of the bearish market. It starts with distribution. We have the distribution. Also, we have the markdown phase. And inside the markdown phase, we have what? Redistribution. We have distribution, and that it ends with what? Accumulation. It ends with accumulation. Now, this is what you want to see. This is what you want to see. You want to see a distribution of price, a markdown phase, a redistribution, and accumulation. It starts with what? Distribution, and ends with what? Accumulation. This is how the bearish market phase starts, with distribution, and it ends with what? Accumulation. Now, what I want people to understand fully well is this. Look at it. The price distributes here, and what is the criteria of distribution? We have our divergence, we have our break in market structure, then we have what? The confirmation of the break of market structure and the divergence. So to tell us that price is ready to go what? Go downward. And what happened there? Here we see price doing this, a drop, went up to redistribute, drop again, went up to redistribute. Now the same thing from this zone where my arrow leads gets to our what? This is our markdown phase. Our markdown phase. And what happened? We can see our what? Redistributional levels, which they are what? Key market structure levels. They are key market structure levels. Now, this is what? An area of what? Redistribution. Area of distribution. Area of redistribution. We have another area here. This is how price moves. Now it continues that way. Now it respected and a higher time frame what level accumulation zone. Remember I said when the market accumulates, it takes a lot of time to accumulate. It will also give us a bigger effect, and that was why we were able to see the biggest pull up. Now the market redistributes. This level happens to be an higher time frame level, which if you go down to the weekly, you will notice that it is the weekly time frame level. Here is it, the weekly time frame level. We go down again, the market drops, form another redistribution here. Can you see it drops, form another redistribution until we get to what, another accumulation zone here. And what happened, price repeated the same thing. Remember the phase of what, distribution. It starts, the phase of a bearish market, it starts with a distribution and ends with accumulation. Now what happened here, price accumulates at this particular point, then break out from our what, accumulation area. How do we confirm the accumulation? We have a divergence, we have a break in market structure and a confirmation, and price reaccumulates, started going back up. Can you see? Reaccumulate. Reaccumulate. It went higher. This now will be what? The second phase, which is the markup phase, the middle phase, the markup phase. We have the reaccumulation zone here. Now this is the distribution. Another distribution at the top to tell you that this is the end of this particular bullish move. The market phase continue again, distribution, redistribution, redistribution for a sell, and at that point we are having a what, a markdown phase. And what happened finally, we have another what, accumulation lower here, took price up, market redistributes, it drops. Now this is the phase of the market. This is the phase of the market. For a bullish market phase, we have the accumulation. It will start with the accumulation, then you will see a breakout. Then from the breakout, you will see the markup phase. It is in that markup phase that you want to do what? Enter the trend. You want to enter as a trend trader, and you want to see what? You want to see where your reaccumulation comes in. The little reversal, the little pullback, the little pullback. Then the distribution phase ends that particular what? Trade. So guys, this is it. This is exactly what you want to be seeing when trading using what? Using the market phase. The same thing happened to the bearish market phase. It will distribute, it will mark down, it will redistribute, then it will accumulate. So just go down to your chart and start picking up all these levels. Start picking up all these levels. Start seeing them yourself. This is this market phase, the movement of the market, either for a bullish market and for a bearish market. Thank you.